Hi everyone, it's Esther from Bella Barista, and today we've got something a little bit different to show you. So we're upstairs here in our academy, which is where we run a lot of our home barista courses, wholesale courses for barista training, and also we do all of our quality control, cupping, and kind of experimenting up here. And today we've got a very special guest with us. We have Henrique, who's come all the way from Brazil. He's one of our long-term partners where we've been buying from Camasim for years, and he tends to visit us annually, and we get to cut the coffee with him together, which is really, really special and kind of helps us to navigate what the harvest has been like and plan for what we're going to buy in the next year. We've realized we've never actually shown you what cupping is or what cupping means. So today I want to take you through the basics of what this entails. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people with pictures of it on Instagram or giving their feedback through this method. And so basically it's a really, really easy way to taste multiple coffees all at once. So in every bowl here, we've weighed out 12.5 grams of coffee, and this is with a ratio of about 1 to 15 for coffee to water. And then we're going to grind them all at exactly the same grind size, so that's another variable that we're keeping consistent. And then we're going to boil the water and we're going to pour it on when it's about 94 degrees. Then we're going to set a timer for about 4 minutes. So all of these coffees are brewed in exactly the same parameters. So then when we go to taste them, hopefully the only differences we'll be tasting is the coffee itself, not whether it was brewed well or brewed badly. This is important because if we were making pour overs, for example, or espresso, obviously there are so many factors that affect the final cup when you're brewing. So we could have a line of 10 different coffees brewed by different people using different parameters, and then when we're tasting it, we're not actually necessarily tasting and identifying flavors or attributes of the coffee that comes from the coffee itself. It can be terrible coffee because it was brewed really badly. So this just enables us to taste everything standard way all at once. And this is the same way that they would cup in Brazil, same way they would cup all over the world, and it's just a universal way to assess a cup of coffee. So first of all, we grind the coffees one by one to quite a coarse setting. So on the EK43, we've picked setting 8. It's a little bit finer than you would use for a cafetiere, for example, but a little bit more coarse than filter coffee. Then once the coffee is ground, we go along and we smell each bowl. This is called assessing the fragrance, which is the coffee before the water's been poured onto it, so dry coffee grounds. This can help us pick out any defects that might be in the coffee, but also we can assess the intensity of the fragrance and pick out any flavors that we might identify that can be really positive, and we can see if a coffee is complex in fragrance, then the cup is likely going to be a very high scoring coffee. So now we're using our jumbo kettle to pour on as much water as we can. So it's about 230 ml in each bowl, and the water is about 94 degrees. We have used filtered water to help improve the flavor of the coffee as well. And so once we've got all of our bowls poured out, we'll set a timer for 4 minutes. And what we're going to do then is assess the aroma of the coffee, which is the smell of the wet coffee. Now that the 4 minutes is up, we're going to take our cupping spoons, which look a bit like soup spoons, and we're going to push the spoon through the crust of the coffee, which is formed by the coffee grounds on the top. And when we do that, it will release the aroma from underneath the coffee, and then we'll be able to assess further the quality of the coffee and start to pick out some flavor notes from smell. We then stir the bowl 2 times with our coffee spoon, and then we can sniff the back of our spoon as well to improve the intensity of the aroma and really pick up any nuances that might be in that coffee cup. So we'll go along and do this with every single bowl, and then we're going to use 2 spoons to scoop off the coffees from the top and leave just the liqueur underneath so that we're not drinking bits of ground coffee. So then we wait for the coffee to become a temperature that's suitable to drink. If you go in straight away, you'll probably burn your mouth. So we use the spoon, get a little bit on our spoon, and we slurp it as loud as you can so that we can bring the aroma from the coffee to the back of our mouth. We also have an orthonasal and a retronasal bulb. So the retronasal bulb is at the back of your mouth and allows you to smell like your food or drink as you're consuming it. So we really want to get as much of that aroma to the back there so that it can help us identify different nuances in flavor and taste within the coffee itself. Smell plus taste equals flavor. We will come back to the table 2 or 3 times as it's cooling, because at different temperatures we're able to pick out different attributes from the coffee, and this allows us to get a really good overview of the full spectrum of that coffee's flavor profile. We are doing this cupping today with Henrique in the room so that we can discuss and pick out the coffees that we want to buy for the next season. All of his coffees are regenerative, organic certified and biodynamically grown. So this allows us to kind of communicate with him about the volumes that we need to buy over the next years and pick the coffees that are suitable for the different purposes we require them for. So really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.